Living and working overseas can totally change your life. First thing you need to know is that there may be limited time to travel. Lots of people picture teaching all week and beach hopping every weekend. Sounds dreamy, right? The truth is you might not have that much time. Teaching in Thailand is a full-time job. Yes, of course you get breaks, but not as many breaks as you can imagine. The upside is less travel time means deeper local life. You really get to know your town. Street markets, festivals, local food stalls, temples. You'll also make Thai friends. Holidays. So the biggest break is normally after February until mid-May. That's the biggest break, the summer holidays. It's when Thailand is the hottest. That's the time you can travel around Thailand. But normally you don't get paid for that, so you have to save up. And sometimes you have to do extra work, like English camps, to subsidize your salary. Another break is October for 2 to 3 weeks. The October break is perfect for a huge trip, maybe to go to Cambodia, Vietnam. There's lots of countries nearby. One epic journey can beat a lot of rushed weekends. You'll also get some weekend breaks, where you're off on a Friday or off on the Monday. This is a perfect time to go to a beach, but you won't be beach hopping every weekend. One other downside is your visas and the timing with your visas. When your teaching contract ends, so does your visa. If you are planning a long summer trip after February, you're going to have to leave the country and come back in on another visa. The upside to this is it means that you can go to another country, explore that, and then come back and travel around Thailand on a tourist visa. Let's talk money. You don't make that much in Thailand relative to the West. Some people think they'll save money and earn lots, but you won't get rich here. New teachers can make about $800 to $1,200 US a month. You can live fine on that, and if you have a budget, you can save some money, but you won't be rich. Food, cheap. Travel, cheap. Electronics, not cheap. Western food, not cheap. Thai food, cheap. If you want a pizza, it might cost you 10 times the cost of a Thai meal. And you normally use your paycheck to go traveling, if that's what you want. Another downside is there's few benefits. Hardly any school give you medical insurance, so you have to work that out by yourself. Fortunately, it can only be about 1,200 baht a month, so about $30 a month. There's no retirement, there's no pension fund. And there's hardly any paid holidays. Sometimes you get one odd paid holiday every so often, but you won't get paid for breaks. Another downside is if you get a higher paid job, let's say an international school or maybe a private school, the increase in salary also increases your workload. Extra classes, stricter rules, tougher parents. And let's talk about class sizes. Do you think it'll be a small class of 10? Not normally. Public schools are 30 to 50 students a class. That can be quite hard to manage. Some classes even hit 60 students. You'll also teach several groups daily. That means lots of lesson planning. You also have to grade students at times. That can take a significant part of your week. You are a proper teacher, so you still have to do paperwork. The good thing about big classes is it sharpens your teaching skills. It helps you to get better at classroom management. You have to be able to control that amount of kids. With private schools, you'll have much less kids. 20 students, maybe 25, and sometimes 15. But obviously, there's extra preparation and more expectations with private school students. What about the teaching hours? Well, some see this as a downside, but 7:30 to 4 p.m. is a typical school day, so you have to get up early. Some days run longer for school meetings, or for school fairs, or for school extracurricular activities. Another downside is some schools provide an aerobics class at the very start of school, outside, which means that you have to do an aerobics class and get sweaty before the school begins. This is a lot of fun, but it can also get tiring, and of course, it's hot. And as a teacher in the school, you're expected to join in. The upside of having the school schedule is that you're always off at the weekend. Another downside is few materials. A lot of schools lack resources, which means you have to make them yourself. But this gives you the skills to make worksheets and to be a better organizer. Another downside is it's quite tiring being a teacher. You might plan to go away at the weekend, but you're just so tired, you just want to chill. Or you might have things to grade for the Monday. This won't happen every weekend. Another downside is the culture shock of Thailand. It's very different from the West. Thailand runs on respect and hierarchy, authority, and it runs on peace. Classrooms and daily workers reflect that. But it can feel strange at first. It's definitely not loose in terms of hierarchy. This is very different from the West, where we like to be casual with our police officers and our teachers and such like. The upside to this is it expands your worldview. You'll learn new ways to communicate and new ways to be more flexible. Thai people are also very friendly and they love foreigners. Friendships with local Thais can last a lifetime, and they will take you places and show you things and be extra friendly with you. Another downside to teaching English in Thailand is homesickness. Being far from family is tough, especially on special holidays like Christmas or Easter. Sometimes you have to teach English on Christmas Day. They're a Buddhist country, so they don't celebrate Christmas like we do. Homesickness can fade, however, and you're always only a video call away from your family. It's also common for people's family to come and visit them. Normally, that's a great reunion. That's also exciting because you get to take your family to the special places that you've explored in Thailand. Another downside, it's hard to make friends. Not speaking Thai means that you're not able to have as deep relationships as you might want with the Thai people. But if you learn the language, that will deepen much, much faster. So you can feel lonely at first, especially in small villages where there's not a lot of other expats around. On the upside, this gives you a much deeper cultural experience, and it helps you to develop skills for the future, especially in learning the language. The upside is when you see another foreigner, you connect almost instantly because you have something in common. You're not Thai. This can deepen friendships with people who do speak English very fast. Another downside is the lack of promotion when you're teaching in Thailand. If you want to stay for a long time, you won't really be able to move up the ranks in a school. You'll stay as the independent teacher for that class. The upside is if you do get more qualifications, you can increase your salary by moving to an international school. But that can cost a lot of money. Upwards of about $7,000 to $10,000 just to get the year's certificate so that you can enter into an international school in Thailand. If you've taught in Thailand for many years, you might find the downside is that when you go back to your home country, there's a gap in your CV that just says teaching English in Thailand. Some employers might not look fondly on this. Others might see it as life experience and see it as very strong and valid, but you just don't know. It depends what you're trying to go for. You have to prepare to explain to your new employers in the West how your experience in Thailand helped you develop new skills that would fit their needs. And that can be hard sometimes. So is teaching in Thailand for you? It's not all sunshine and rainbows, so prepare for the ups and the downs. But it also might be the best chapter of your life so far. If you're interested in teaching English in Thailand and want to know the salary versus living costs, I have a salary versus living cost guide in the description below where you can learn the salary versus living costs of 12 different worldwide locations, including Thailand. I'm Mike Maitland, and I'll see you in the next video.